So here we're looking at definite integrals. Now definite integral looks a little bit different from what we've been doing previously because it has numbers at the top and numbers at the bottom. So we're actually going to work out an answer for it basically, and there'll be no plus c on it. So if we look at examples, we'll look at how they work. So we're going to grab the one from the last slide. So we've got the integral of x squared and the limits are between 6 and 3. So we integrate as normal and you put your solution in square brackets with the 6 at the top and the 3 at the bottom. Now we just substitute in those two numbers into the x to the power of 3 divided by 3. So when x is 6, 6 to the power of 3 over 3 is 216 over 3, which is 72. And when x equals 3, 3 to the power of 3 over 3 is 27 over 3, which is 9. And the last thing you do with those is then subtract those two limits. So you take the first one, which is the 6, and subtract the second limit, which is the 9. And then you get the answer of 63. Okay, let's have a look at a couple more examples. So we've got this one here. So the first thing we do is integrate it. So this becomes 6x to the power of 3 over 3, which simplifies to get 2x cubed. This one here is x to the power of 1, so it becomes x squared over 2, and 1 becomes 1x. Put your limits on. So we've got 5 is our limit there, and 2 is our limit there. And so when x is 5, substitute 5 into your integral there, and you end up with 242.5. And then when we substitute 2 into it, it's 2 times 2 to the power of 3 minus 2 squared over 2 plus 2, and that equals 16. And again, like before, you just take the first one, which is the 5, and subtract the second one, which is the when x equals 2. And so 24.5 minus 16 equals 226.5. We'll try one more because we've got sines and coses in it. So in this case, our upper limit is pi over 3, and our bottom one is pi over 6. So if we integrate it first, sine of 2x becomes minus cos. Now because of the 2x, we have the 2x stays there, but because of the 2x it's divided by 2. Or I've just put it as negative a half. Cos x just integrates to get sin x. So put our two limits on, so the pi over 3 goes at the top and pi over 6 at the bottom. So substitute both of those in. So when x equals pi over 3, we get 1.16, just using the calculator, but just remember to make sure that your calculator's in radians because we're putting pi into the calculator. And do the same when x equals pi over 6, and we get 0.25. And again, just subtract those two. So you've got 1.16 minus 0.25, which equals 0.86. And that's how you find definite integrals.